Yedi kogu ewia Jowo baba abetoa so na meno ekase edie legend aba abetoa so 9:30 ezali amahyehe prosonyama nyina atumi akoyie me komani family mu nyina no pay ya chiamo kama dia tiane sa wake up no abusua ya na obobo ho a ama ho ye Hassan se dun ye yewram awa Mexico, Canada, United States of America na Ghana yedika kai wudada se baby a yebekọ na fei yakoye camping base yakobutuo agye ni na jese hono abobo ye hono Rhode Island no na meno kese edie we no yaw ampofo ankra National Sports Authority boss anu ase nkofo fi se yakwa hobe yawre ho masa hobe ye dededede ni jedie mama bia ba ho na guys no any aji.
Yeah, need to congratulate Bryan University and Lady Denta for coordinating, and indeed all the Ghanaian counterparts. This is very important. I'm sure we know the history of Rhode Island in terms of, the artistic favor, the restaurants, the nightlife, the tourism, but sports and education. And I think this would be a great venue for the Black Stars. They will prepare very well. That's one thing. Very hospitable. And this is Ghana's 5th World Cup, 20 years after Germany 2006. So we would have learned a lot in those past World Cups, so this time around the FA would know exactly what we want, what we don't want, and having Bryan University being the home of the team makes sense, makes it easier. I'm very happy that this partnership and collaboration has been concluded upon, and I look forward to a very exciting countdown and tournament itself.
Yao ampofo ankra anopei ena Martinenka ewa Ghana baby a yebekọ akobutu as camping base emun komo ena woni Ghana fo nyina no etimi edie enra ye kai wo se Prosper Nati Ogum U17 head coach Ejebre eni GFA media no timi edi nkomo enso wodi tu dwade eswani na nsasa ye ka ekire wo enu wo se oni de ebra wo wura ni coach mu nyina no na ne daye so se obetumi aye national team coach enu anso na abamu tiani je no a ena owomu.
One of my dreams was to coach any of the national team. When the FA, led by the president, engaged me to give me this offer, I saw one of my dreams in coaching to have come true. So I passionately took it with a lot of devotion, a lot of dedication, a lot of focus. So when I resumed office as the coach on the 1st of August, I had a meeting with the technical staff and the players, and I made them understand that I've come with a lot of passion, a lot of dedication, and a lot of self-belief, knowing very well the fact that Ghanaians love their football, and so we have to be committed in what we are going to do. So
na Prosperity entimi ni nkomo ebra kotoko ho ema metwim na no na omubusa ne se na ukotoko no nso kra no koye na philosophy no eyesei no was me my players nyina hu se me de passing game wo wotwe na de atwo na pass ne kona uni afa go na just supporters nso nya ni ji o se de koye no na ma as come the players no ewo ho no ka ho ana mo de bewura mu eto aso nya league no.
I introduced my philosophy there, which is a passing game. The one I used at Wafa, I carried it to Kotoko. I had good players, the likes of Ganiu, Moro Ibrahim, Mudasiru, Imbella, Ifegi. These are great players. What actually worked that time too was the fact that these guys were hungry to win the league, because it had been some time for Kotoko to win the league. So they saw me as a brother, they saw me as an uncle. There was that respect, there was that admiration between us, and they were ready to work. So actually that did the trick. And then the supporters were also in full support of whatever we were doing. Management also was very supportive in whatever we were doing. So actually the whole of Asante was in support of what we were doing. So it kept everybody on their toes. We were all focused, we were all determined, we were all confident. We knew that we had support behind us. So it gave us that drive, that desire to work extra hard. So, free-flowing football that we played. It was good, and I really enjoyed it. After the season, certain things went on which I wasn't okay with. So, humbly and respectfully, I engaged management and I told them that I wasn't interested in continuing again, even though I still had a year of my contract to continue.
Yes, we ended the Prosper Nati Ogum. Ede etudwa GFA technical director no otene ene obetene ne Professor Minta ene de to twa se ohwe nhihye pro so a say ye develop football no abusua ya na ye nyina na ya about coaching was nyama bebre ene bewuram am yetimi develop your football.
What maybe we are losing sight of is that standards are standards. And if you compare the standard here, it's not the quality of play. A lot of things go into play. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the pitches that they are showing. Look at where the players sleep. Look at what they eat. Look at their development. So it's not only about the coaching. It's a lot of issues that come together. I mean, if a player is training on a grassless pitch, technique will suffer. As compared with somebody who is playing on AstroTurf or in a hybrid pitch. So these are things that you have to look at. Even look at how much we pay the players over here. They don't mature. They are moved into European market, whereby some of them don't even get the opportunity to play at the highest level. If a player here is being paid $1,500 or whatever, and he gets a contract that will pay him about $2,000, he will certainly move. You can't control that. And that will continue to hurt us locally. So sometimes when I hear that our local coaches are not preparing the players well, we are not looking at it holistically. We're only picking up about coaching, but there are a lot of things that go into coaching. Look at what happened to our player that died. Why couldn't the club put them in a hotel? Who owns the club?
We a Professor Minta Edie, I don't know. Young friend this way, Nianko Gaka boss, Yura John Ansa, or by us, why quite kakra, and also, oh, yeah, not to do na complaining about your league, you know, oh, and our former foreigners, hey, Massa, Ubun contemporary now continent in Mua, we are among the best.
If I recollect, 2022, we have one player from Kotoko and one from House of Folk who were fully local-based players. During the qualification, you realize that there were some who were also given opportunity leading to the qualification to 2026 World Cup. We have some few months now to go to the World Cup. A new coach has been appointed. I don't know much about his plan, but I'm of the view that he might consider doing same or even more. The local league, sometimes we complain about not being the best. But if you look around us in this continent, we are among one of the best. And so I think that there's so much room for improvement. My clubs too have to play a major role in improving these things. You go to some venues and you could see that there's much work to be done. They start and then instead of improving upon it, either it's static or they don't even bother about thinking of improving upon it.
Many stories me numi ansam wi asante na me de moba be wi sanse ensem eyawa ho na Moses Amapaka me no ka say de wa charge ni guys ne say momodin na weekend di game a mopo against baby any Gold Stars muntwa boniti na chese your sponsors na nigie emra we ene ne paka aka ede atre ne playing body no a technical team ono munyina etumi ehia na osagefo adwumabadu nyame aduma hun say echina and player free loan no akasa player akobo Chelsea nipa bone for ebonu tuo and we keeping ekoso na nyame admo a echina eyiyo no etimi abaso anampo we nsa yeso do no mkosi wi ma transekto be na kese o madi ntitimu na abusuan no pai de etene se osagefo a promise se o kaka woni na hwe abrante no contract na osan no a masa wontimi ngase wa wontimi bia hye da bi eka tefa kakra wom scan bi wom aside and sabody a umbako akobo wa yena sini hu nhyehyɛ ya umdo mba wura ma ya ma eyiyo no ayefe no ne contract ka bi eka mu no we no ya atapoku momomode na mo ntabiri sika no momfa nhye envelope mkutu mkwa momfa ma abusua no sanse ewo no enu ntinya se wokwa na kyese yabomodin etumi afa we die free duana eho eba metiasi has na meni asante aba abewie.
Yes. Okay. So Ramontada. Ana Madrid nim.
Oh, Ramontada, they say Spanish.
Madrid nim.
Yes, Nano Kana. Ramontada.
Bayern PSG.
PSG, yes.
Okay.
Now I was France and the first leg of France.
But I've always believed that the PSG team is better than Bayern. But minim what others think. But I say, you see a complete team in PSG.
The mentality
back,
of the coach.
Middle, forward. Bayern, very strong, probably. Some midfield.
Yes.
But that's a go for you. I'm about France. Okay, but this is the Champions League. Yes. Bayern were more experienced.
Yes. But the coach now were experienced than Vincent Kompany.
Okay.
Listening to Luis Enrique and Rano. So the mind games we were he's talking from experience.
It's a semi-finals.
Yes.
There's no team better than us.
Yeah.
According to Luis Enrique Martinez.
Yes.
Confident of PSG's Champions League chances. Lothar Matthäus, another experienced one, says that also feels that PSG are more favored in the game because they are better than they were in November, where Bayern beat them 2-1.
0.7.
Vincent Kompany say, be careful. We are fighting for the title that PSG won last year. They deserve every bit of praise. Yes. Meanwhile, Michael Carrick warns United players not to over-celebrate. I know, in fact, they were celebrating.
Yes.
A return to the Champions League. Now they are back to the Champions League.
Manager in the post-match will say there is a club that has won Premier League 20 times. Okay. Club at the Champions League means finals about 5 times. Such a club qualified for Champions League.
Jadi Okekano. That's why the players are. When you were winning the 20 times, these players were not there. The players are excited because almost a set. Manchester United them the Champions League.
No,
Carry can go and have his own.
Club no.
But they were not celebrating. The club was not celebrating. It was the players.
It's a players now.
Player no personal achievement. I played for Manchester United and qualified for the Champions League. They are excited. Allow them to jubilate. So what I say? Boy be a batch, boy Kobida. Ebisuswa Kobida, Casemiro, they've seen everything. He's happy for the young boys. I almost buy a Champions League da. So nti onyana omunji omani. O carry ke kabima obey ya de nebe kan.
I think when the same
he has really improved players.
Oh yes.
And I'm here Kobimenu san I'm this boy and now Kwepes was sent or cry every year.
He's playing good.
Now he's easily worked himself back to the Premier English team.
Hey, it's difficult for him.
Oh, Massa, Bono, oh, there's some make out no. But watch Kobe Menu yesterday. This guy today, me just sure say England starting match now, and now on count more call World Cup and probably get a chance to play. Watch him again yesterday. But I mean, can last year me can run. What? The boy.
Go to decline.
Oh, so maybe I decline on your no
making.
Say decline
there.
Yeah, bumping for the now. Declined over that good to know. Come when now work out just there be. No. Oh, so I could be not in about section. You know, I'm coaching no coin Southgate.
Southgate.
Or bar hey, you go to decline saying. Danny. You mood your sentiment. Danny. Okay, so good work by Carrick, I'm sure. And then I'm in it. My professor Bioye, Manchester United, catch him say, yes, he's doing well, but he thinks Manchester deserve a better coach than him. A much more experienced coach because now the pressure is no more coming from behind.
Yes.
He says, so he's going to compete and they will need someone. But I still think that certain stages of the game was as a ball na say kakra. But the pressure they put on you to score, they are using well. Yeah, mona baswa idea. Because idea Mourinho money at the end. Okay, so Mourinho should the second back. We are careful. Atletico Madrid want at least 120 million for Julian Alvarez, but Barca ready to offer 70 million. Lukaku is expected to be back at Milan. Inter not interested. AC not showing any interest. Uncle take care now, baby. I think that would be good for him. Yeah, bad. GFA technical director. Oh, is he still a technical director? And I'm not Bruni day.
Bruni technical director.
Not only GFA technical director. So we are between Manase. Now we a technical director for Diana. We are now up in Wasaba back. And now say back on a Black Stars technical director.
GFA technical director.
And number akune Black Stars. Your Black Star technical director. Okay, so Professor Minta has been speaking on efforts to reshape the dynamics of football. Or say football, you can't development of football there's not only with coaches, but a combination of factors, including but not limited to pitches, infrastructure, development of players, and how much players are paid. So it's a whole lot. Okay, so John Ansa, Gaka chairman, or supported the call for local players to be included. Alaj Uza says he doesn't support.
Same for local players.
Or say Emoli Papa Biawa, man Kugu Animas. Okay, so we are fused to go to work. A new coach has been appointed and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, Mediema have officially declared operation paint Takwa yellow and mauve. Mediema any Gold Stars. Yes. What a game. Referee anybody. Maso Hansen. And so the one is the way we am say on be jobs on tokwa. They all seem to be members of so at this stage they all home. If you want to win the league, you are playing against a challenger. Another potential league, Gold Stars. One day now see cancer. Oh no, mkobo no, muntina mba. Una you ni baba kwa yakobo no. Na ye hwan baba no ane kwa no. Oh, na de na mba. Hwan. Yakobo no baby. Baba ogodo no ane kwa ye. Okay, o kwa ya. One hwan.
Former boy no we me review dig.
Baba, wo pa na review bi ni. Baba case of video no born na say ni video sama say. Sa obeyi nze o chechim ahwan ne baba call baby ani ekobo no chematin baba sin refindi chematin ekobo no baby ani tunim say Gold Stars na media mama at also for media
I said media ma be she Gold Stars
media ma na ebo home there
and say we brought into oni ho
it will be more than 2 goals
na ebo na chizo say na ma be break so na come up ama
no compensate no
any compensation but the name echo kama ono yawe kwesi edu oni
obi an compensating
of friend no ni din komo say dey support
na se kwakwedu ono kwesi edu on frosa
o dey oni lawyer
o wie ye no oni na wie
o say no park ni so nti no hu dey course no
se o wie oni na wie
ana mkaze bibia ye kama
into ya wie ni ya wie
o yawe
also mon bonsa anza okwa yi aso say ya wie ni ewie oh they say where you solo have bonsa 1005 na ya wie ni ewie oh bana baba
na dio
baba kwesi edu
baba bibia ye kama
okay and as I your magazine
oh mediama will be them no dey
kai o say technical director na ya Professor Minta na broni no ye dey
we fresh for a technical advisor to the Black Stars position on the man fresh for
and you try ka won
and but so no dey o mayi no
me just say na you try ka na dwuma o ye ne say
technical
advisor to the Black Stars
yes technical advisor
so no adipe
yes
dwuma o ye no
aye
technical advisor to the Black Stars
yes
Black Star na ye bobo ba kwa jabo so me ensa no obi to on the o ma advice an advice on very mo bia just a Black Star ngwa
say unse before
and national teams
Black Stars ni nim if oye national unse before no
binum tie wo wiase na e bai no some people are lucky
before no
na juma o ye say me make me capus na ni nipa no
I'm fresh shafer
say o sorry a na ufiri adon so aboaso na di traffic ma che no asori opo anajo na wo kọ
you fat trotro crowd
na ye jina kwan mu na we late na we ba adwuma na pressure was so na boso nya ma kakra bi obi de ne say we technical advisor to the Black Stars and you man no two Black Stars afofo
to technical advisor to the technical
no two omofo no akoda no adipe
but say be obo
o anyway mate so operation paint yellow na we no toro aba me nwi ni enko time nti oside fad man bedu say why there obetua the meaning there
boy on
oside fad obetua boy ne contract aka
asen
say
On say or sign contract with Adriana and on the ma loan to become Chelsea. Until the remainder of the contract ni sika kem ni sign on fee.
Saying
Omun body.
so 2 din be me hu.
Omun body. And then his salary.
Was charge for the overhead no.
Salary within the period. Until say be aka ni 2 years, 3 years contract with Adriana.
Omun tu ani nyina.
Ombe tu ani nyina plus ni sign on fee akem nyina no de ama na busuafo.
Yeah. Fa man maame. Fan komo na busuafo bia.
Ah say de ne ma.
Wo fa bi anya hwe okodi bi adi.
Say de ye no bi no mde be ye.
O charge for wadama. Na atapu ko musika no mfa nche maame ne nsem. Because it will be frantoma. Abedi scan ye hu ni biem. On va mane maame. Maame no na ne nsu ma tie.
Yeah.
So let me go at say.
Na Dominic so ye ni record bia say o ware wo. A young guy nti.
You are no more this year.
Record there we go hu record bia. Maza mo titi o go mo record.
Ghana Football Association. Omo official page ni. 1 year ago, seasoned and vastly experienced German manager Winfred Anton Schaefer has been appointed as technical advisor of Black Stars of Ghana and director of football for the Ghana Football Association.
No, say director of football.
Director of football for the Ghana Football.
Nigeria have a director of football there no. Okay. A bit team na ye will be ase. Baba, yeah that's it. Mr. Ansanso akasa o say emfa local players no support it. Ga chairman and the keke be this an common nyina. And Black Star coach so yeso ko Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, pa ko players no.
We share captain crowd.
Captain why ya?
Jordan are you?
Oko train say other than team go ready.
Oh, they be saying name commodity say coach
man me yes, I won't pray on share, I don't pray from nyina kama. We share did you?
There be the nyanti.
Okay.
Say they will go to work.
All right. So it's 9:50 the kind and but say ade no. Me dan any police ni soldier for ne kwa body ago.
Security games.
Na me to me nsa afrɛ wo. Say wo so ne boys no mmra. Mo ba mo nhye Oyerepa na say t-shirt ni ade na me mfa mo go se angle bi.
Oyerepa say your promise you meet me as promise at
na me mfa mo nhye angle bi.
Nyantuma na ne ntimi mfra nye games.
Dan nema na mo be ye ne nyantuma nema.
Okay.
Yeah, come down. Me make sure more all out.
Okay.
Mo yeah, juma kama.
Okay.
So what you say? Say God love you and crowd from we dey ye biem. Boss. Ye biem. I'm na be bia. I say oba na be hu. You be my boys no. They can't and magic they got na pin following Sunday ni e
ko Mother's Day special treat
for mama bra.
True Vine Hotel.
Mama bra. Oh to ja opesusu. Mama bra na bejo ma me the True Vine. Almost special man out. Go man go crash.
Yes.
Crook to am ni krom ni ade dano. For mama bra kuma.
By Friday no important about
sanity obi o ha. Oh, there be Sunday and upon which was Sunday 3 o'clock.
But say also be a feel of
so be a baby or
family house.
Oh,
Debbie.
I had not say. If it's a baby girl, bit to them one didn't know.
Miss to be a mecha, mammy for.
Yeah.
Sebu, Yankase Ubia mammy, but mammy anka on her money bendy, you know, come baby out do your one. Would you feel mammy behind your baby? Would you feel you, mammy? No, I say, oh, a single room, baby girl, a demo. And near my old lady, no lady Babadana, baby girl, going. Was any problem? No, and also, how do you leave Sunday and pa? Yeah. Oh, Nana no corner. Yes, sir. And go fighting go for the alpha. Problem who crew my pa intimate canon. So many years or ban with Jana idea back home. A channel the bag, you have no gem, you know, no just animal shit to Nina and Yamempesa. Obviously, near Maria, Onion official, I remember say near man on our sanity. We no lady may feel you cacra. Okay, it's just a country magic. Baba then come with the new assem. What is on Yadiane, Princess Jamil and Yandi. I hate you,
and I'll pay your most special good morning. Na yamu kwaba aya Oyerepa 100.7 FM. Emra Sanse Konko Funkroso and Samoa edi adencheche someone pay epum fumpa onko funkros no ya de honsem ato anim ewo dwumade no so ensem ne de donson de disafata se ohwe na otie ena yede esum wo ketekete mampole bi ena ewo ma akansuo na yanom akan no pa ya betu ebo ase na yaten no emra ya confirm munumunu nyina ama wo show ne live our Facebook pages no so Oyerepa Radio and answer Oyerepa TV Ghana Oyerepa Radio and answer Oyerepa TV Ghana send a comment na me ba na the boss player atuno boase akinkan na ede ama serious and said a fata World Cup update out of 2026 FIFA World Cup on today's post and then April 28 2026, approximately 44 days to the World Cup, 44 days to the Mundial. Now, World Cup, and you know what's ropa, and then you have two top players. Now, Pele, top 5 goals at a FIFA World Cup. Pele, top 5 goals at a FIFA World Cup. Now, the Etienne. On himself, player can say me. Nyasam ketwa crowd. Nyama koye at the man she goals nubia. Na uchemwa over 1,000 goals. And na Onyaye in his career. Pele scored 1,000 and over goals. I want to carry a mum. Na Uranom on himself 1970 Brazil and in Romania. What me eshe going to say? Okay, Oyerepa Tibia. Ya de atoso Niguana Tosumi and Sanam against Czechoslovakia against Brazil. Super goal. And I ode Etuatna and I feel Brazil against Italy 1970. Uranom. And so etimishe going to a jibono tono kokosusa and a okaye ede etuatra Brazil against Sweden 1958 as a super goal and sit in the top 5 goals and 26 FIFA World Cup. Ya hwa nim se ebe ho similar no ebi na daswar player obo wani akonhoma na jetenie owura no onim se Madika Kasho set 1,279 goals in 1,363 matches and a boy according to Guinness Book of Records and the record way etimi abba na minfan to jam sa uchemwa Pele arrive Sweden for 1958 World Cup no emra na wapira ewo nikotodwe na abusuam among for crackers first 2 games abetna bench first 2 games on timisia kan Emma team psychologist Ekache Brazil coach Deden Vicento Fiola say 17-year-old Pele a infanta na onya fit to play the next game na abusuam coach 90 ordinary boy Emma oye assist or provided an assist and not Brazil from 18 kunim game num enti na won sam kakra and ejaswa uhwe bi eno pay Diego Armando Maradona top 5 goals FIFA World Cup mum yam fe no so na fe bon ye enjoy them on himself on your debut at the age of 16. Maradona made full international debut at the age of 16 against Hungary na 27th February 1977, only 4 months after his professional debut for Argentina. Na abusiam na nyasam kitwakra 1978 World Cup on home soil. Cesar Luis Menotti abusiam officer that be usa 17 years a year. Yentimi found kwani adiadia. Ano so the goals no bia o say na edaso ene anopay Argentina against Italy 1986, Argentina against Hungary 1982, Argentina against Greece 1994, Argentina against Belgium 1986, and Argentina against England 1986. Super goals nkwa and Diego Armando Maradona etimi esheya and I not pay ye kaka a World Cup update live on today's sports. Diego Pablo Simeone and they are two just Argentina ye say World Cup no met me assign a defender Paulo Dybala chances 2026 FIFA World Cup obetime akobiem and I say it's not going to be easy and easy and fa emanom and no Paulo Dybala ne nsema ɔde atudwa ebi ɛna yɛde ama wo ɛnɛ anɔpɛ live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM na abusua ohwɛ owura na ɛsɛ ohwɛ bɛrima paa abɔ no na onimbɔ gyebɔ na tumi sɛ ɔdaadaa no wɔ mfimfini nya asɛm ketewa kra na ɛna anɔpɛ mamenkɔ UEFA Champions League no a game back one obi ahwa nim say we dey a finals before the finals Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich and a elbow na Luther Matthias and idea to ja say imprempren dey opobia ogyina ye say fixture no obetima team kunima Paris Saint-Germain o compare mu to November na imprempren we dey amodem bodom elsro omogyina ye omo favorite o compare to Bayern Munich o say ade ba ko wa hum Vincent company team we want and say they fight until the final whistle. A certain Luis Diaz, Michael Olise, and Hurricane we are there body I'm at the Tottenham and then Sma Uranum at the Etujam and let Anopay and Ra Vincent company and Sperte the pitch ahead of the semi-finals training mandatory training section when we are when Sperte pitch at the Oyerepa TV no so and Ra Vincent company TC pitch no so now for OSI inspection na yete atosom ene anopay na dietenie Vincent company say anopay yankam ema obia entimi say ni team no ay ready na ohwa team na ekuta no na no kranie ay team a gidie wom ose obekaya yede kan ko benabao yakwa ko team kunim afia ene yes adenom e kan de achew say me boys no they want to do something for the club into a gamer officially say abaya dene nemam kunim denom abaya Vincent companies Bayern Munich dia Bayern coach ni wie and ochem sam ni team no about the creativity almost so much creativity our team no sound so and oko that of Paris Saint-Germain almost so many players they can create at any given time the likes of Victoria no omutimi create and be exciting game nebom official small details we pay attention to small details no and kunim dem abaya odiam or say amoko fight for the title Paris Saint-Germain winning last year. Na omu deserve it. Baby, omu dunum. Ukrainian say Luis Enrique and then the charges no. Aya juma sopa. Na jonim ni say ene a game to watch. Yes, man fon semwa. Omu kan say a finals before the finals. Vincent company wajatum say a finals before the finals. And I say Robertman describing it say a finals before the finals. Na Paris Saint-Germain players no. Emra ombe prepare for the game and I does so and I don't pay Luis Enrique and then the charges no TC Britain so at the Oyerepa TV and I pay na diet of Pemecano on Paris Saint-Germain and I say I top challenge and then the likes of Ousmane Dembele masa amunya form no football no deba or skillful at any point in time wetima Tottenham or a certain qualiscalia or 90 plus additional minutes into a gamer I was say careful I was say different DA and then some diet of Pemecano at the Etujam and then I pay or say buying players ready they are a fee and it's I'm about to I did the ultimate Luis Enrique. A Paris Saint-Germain coach or say the team them attack it very well and I'm attacking them. This is a team. I'm Madrid. I was Santiago Bernabeu or Kofama or Timmy sorry in them. That is Bayern Munich. Good players. Omutimishi goes Michael Olise, Hurricane, Luis Diaz. And I'm gonna I was so very careful. Qualiscalia at the Atudras ability to cut in them. Who is a qualiscalia fabonum? I want 10 on your wingers now, or do be called diet in India. Ben so do a corner cut in Kakreba Panay, not that, and I say, I young one Juma a lot, our training grounds, and in Yama, Abuam, Ama Anima Koye, at the Amano and I say, feeling great, and Ukrainian is in good shape compared to last year, or to compare a fear, or because a team, I picked a chair last year, and then someone Paris Saint-Germain player Kwalaskelia at the Etuja Vitinha on a Champions League night Parc de Prince and I say Ayana I am magic say untiminka say Paris Saint-Germain yang koda our Champions League no also the winners of the Champions League our some omutimi defend saying Madrid manage to so me and Sam also betimi aye and yes some Vitinha they to jam and no play also small details about decisive against Bayern Munich and manager at the that of Paris Saint-Germain manager Marco experience per Luis Enrique also small details will be a decisive against Bayern Munich and
well it's something different because first one it was like a relief for everybody in Paris, and now it's a different history. It's a motivation for us, really motivation, because making history was great, but we are hungry and we want to improve our level. I'm excited to play that match, to play those 2 matches, and looking forward to starting the match tomorrow.
Sarike manager Emma Paris Saint-Germain sama odia tudwa ene anope bibian sisa per 2 teams in training and amuya yanom a plus way and estate at the ama phenomenon oko Paris Saint-Germain our Safonov abeda goal post mum Ashraf Hakimi Marquinhos abebo Pacho Nuno Mendes Zaire Emery Vitinha João Neves Desiree Doué and Dembele and Kwalaskelia womum and bibia sisa on bestate at the ama team na no team oko Bayern na Manuel Neuer afe Stanisic Opemekano Jonathan Tah Conrad Lima Joshua Kimmich Pavlovic afe Michael Olise Zama Musiala Luis Diaz and Harry Kane womum and bestate at the ama team na Serge Gnabry anya adapter injury on team Mbobi afe ukomwana ise onone notable player on team siakan e team no mfama wamu a anopay ya donsem atu on mintantem sianko England na fe yani nkomo e England live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM live on Oyerepa TV now e England no and na game back na e ho e Monday night football game Brentford akokwa TV here e Old Trafford emra wo ma chomo bom e kam yenum na Brentford ati e karmo back home. What a win. Manchester United they said almost I'm qualify for next year's Champions League and it's Benjamin Sesko as a Casemiro or work it like a machine. He never stops. He never matter what time is. And I am some Benjamin Sesko do to ja or say Casemiro no japet no so or to say machine no mero or yeah juma gidi on him time cry yeah bom and I am somebody to jam Bruno Fernandes on Amat Diallo and I say Amat was unlucky and he can't lack in football na Amat Diallo and no senko timnya go at the Emma club no feel set lack in football anko Amfa Amana Casemiro and DBC on himself visibly emotional at the full time Osha Emra na Casemiro every pitch no so na se ni so crack pramo ura no Tinisuonia Jaja no I emotional or the man of the match and I am Casemiro na Dashkris so and pay Ocean Patrice Evra so waka na obesa sisu biem say Michael Carrick no I the right person officer Michael Carrick I was say oye adwuma no at the Emma club na was Michael Carrick bono moden na fe Michael etimi e coach team no ni kwan say homokoye na yankofa simara experience mara Jose Moina ba abentiamba professor smaba na no krakofa kodaba ni na mfa yakofa iya dead number onya results also onko I was say onom and managing club na nom ayo Patrice Evra nsem no na Michael Owen e dey atudwam say ade bi e Manchester United na football de mo ne say homansanko Napoli na amonkonkofa Rasmus Højlund emra na Rasmus Højlund emebom emfa ema Manchester United BM here chance under the auspices of Michael Carrick and Michael Owen Ninsema or the Etujam now say getting into the Champions League isn't enough. This is Manchester United Champions League Jimmy and Sam he a finals num afe where your club masa ade 20 times Premier League trophy. Yeah, successful. Nyene into a qualifier celebrations. No, it's Massis Michael Carrick.
We give ourselves a great chance. You know, we put ourselves in a big position. I think these last 2 results have been big to that. It's a tough league. You know, it's tough to get wins. I think you can see that throughout the league. So to get the amount of wins we've had, and especially after the setbacks, you know, the Newcastle defeat, to then bounce back with Villa, the Leeds one to bounce back again. I think the lads have got to take a bit of credit for that, because this week's been very effective in terms of the league. You know, the other side of it is Champions League's one thing, but it's not something that we should be over celebrating either. You know, we want to be finishing higher up the league really, and we want to be challenging higher up the league and trying to get more points. So it's not our season doesn't get to a close when that happens. I think it's one thing certainly we'll try and achieve it.
Guy Novo so kasa for Michael Carrick baso with a Juma way in playing at the Ama club, and he also maintains his manager now on your permanent manager for the club.
Look, all have been brilliant for their clubs. I like all of them. I have said last week that I think Bruno is the player of the year this year. I think for Manchester United to be in 3rd position, I'm not going to say entirely down to him, but in large part it is down to him. And the impact that he's on his team, I think, has been greater than that on the others. The others are playing in far better teams, by the way, as well. Arsenal and City are well ahead of United at this point. So no, I've gone for Bruno Fernandes this season.
Enti abusiam eno aye ensema Gainavo aretuja na Manchester United fans no to jom one more year Casemiro, one more year Casemiro. I'm say Casemiro yenya udeni uye boy Casemiro yenya udeni uye boy. One more year for Casemiro, 1 year more for Casemiro in TV. Bruno Fernandes after Manchester United Erene na oya assist amaklono sani autograph Saudi Emma Manchester United fans here ato a report TV no so Bruno Fernandes say we reach 19 Premier League assists, 19 Premier League assists, just 1 assist away from equaling recorder Kevin De Bruyne on a theory Henry Dianom na oya 2 away oya another 2 more assists recorder down wa breaking na eno aye defium etodwa ene anopay Champi Alonso diamete chemse on Chelsea in common abusiam aduani mi pa Champi Alonso Chelsea hwenim so amadere beba na febe adwuma de amatim e Spain Lamine Yamal FC Barcelona diamete chemse FC Barcelona am straight recovery plan so obetima recover in time na febe adwuma de amatim no na so makan dia che Spanish Football Federation is first 2 games on the our group stage of the FIFA World Cup Emma Spain and you see Lamine Yamal Asamoah Yaba Lamine Yamal World Cup kona Asamoah ho so my candidature Spanish Football Federation said 2 matches in group stages na beya and Lamine Yamal munyin film Madrid plan sir I'm the Victor Munoz abebam onim sa kodai oyama the player se semino kase Osasuna and wobom ati amwa Madrid buyback clause as a contract Madrid say I'm training say I'm doing ebeba na Real Madrid working on signing a centre back, a proper and well defined centre back, and of a top class number 6 so 2 positions we report I mean second HMC Frontino PS top class number 6 and a world class center back. Atletico de Madrid is Julian Alvarez no omuno bia any negotiations bia say we team na say open Julian Alvarez the Argentine striker but 120 million euros utia obe faronafe wakoya juma at the amount question bia ko ama Marcos Llorente amubusana say what do you think about Arsenal being labeled as favorite against Atletico de Madrid or say I don't care in fact ho sa man for tag na ho mo de ato mo so some na favorite against Atiko Nyankopon bo wachena and obi a ebehu ene Marcos Llorente ne de no na Diego Pablo Simeone a manager Emma Atletico de Madrid Atletico against Arsenal and I say this match will be special match way a special we will give everything and we need our fans they was say you be na fe your sign ehia your fans no Romelu Lukaku Minama Bolingoli Boli said the masa asondia boode pa na he's expected some obetimi afi Napoli this summer ne dream ni some about returning to City of Milan na oko City of Milan on Inter Milan de jedem homuntimi nya adwuma biem adiaka AC Milan so a striker so some for Dusan Vlahovic about recommend Romelu Lukaku say onim league num amon for the mere and Krabia and ebetimi ache and I don't pay on Oyerepa 100.7 FM on Oyerepa TV yenna so na yemfanko phone close nsem emfa NC na boss player Sometymer Otuo-Acheampong team nom and for their Kenya and fan trust we dying with Simabia by a bar their Kenya trust live on Oyerepa 100.7 FM live on Oyerepa TV.
Yana sports lawyer ase na menka wo se Chronom any afancho kwantempon so de momodem na montonche Oyerepa television live Oyerepa radio beka ho workers of Oyerepa na the attendance say on the 10th of May 2026 our Chronom and answer afancho market the attendance 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. not just a year budget on the day you be share Oyerepa kitchen yes na yeba cooking competition as usual ebe tuagu ho dancing competition live band na dance kama na oto ani a obewu se nhesha pros wono afija kwa abre South Queen Mother no ba himati adwam fe Afrancho Market Women's Association awusesi ani de no mo so ewo dwumade no ase na hairdressers and dress makers association amonso Albert na say ya hyan so say Afranco hene no and a special guest na sponsors a Stacy Tom and Oyerepa TV na say Oyerepa and Ebo Modern abayedwumade ediama wo a MCE for Afija Kwabre South District Assembly and MP for Afija Kwabre South constituency omunyina nso adumani monyam ebeba betadwumade NSG assign a support ye anunti kai say a 10th of May 2026 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. na tese we no ejetu ato den Oyerepa Mother's Day celebration asam ana makan enya duro ana ya duro me ka wo se opanya dim ani JM Ado ne maduro no de ya nkwa adwuna ansa na ebua nte ye JM Ado and Sons medical tofo so bi biara yes hyehyɛ pro so ne maame befrɛ no se wo tunufo no onkosa anase ne nana frɛ no a wonsa ne ho enko babia enkoye antese nana se dabi ntime kasa eye world sleep spray abusuen mu anahwa ye modin WhatsApp sa 12 anumere na woda so hiti ntimi na nehi emfango che hiti da na ntimi na obesene de ne yade obeseme de saa na tie dabi abusua enna wo se nipa bia wunya no wanya ne saa yes eno nso won sunsunso wa akiri eno ntuwei no eye adura wopemfo na nka ho wo ma obanufu a wonka ho eye 30 minutes before bed na de kakra som do tachirama so enna ne fa wontam ubeda na ho na de chia utum say yes body na sisi ho so kama ma body na chiro world sleep spray you know ana okwa wosi wo hia uwie pa ye adwene wo no mpeni mu wo chepa me nana afo na osa wo ye na wo ye ne kama enu nti wadroye ba kopeke o calcium tablet wunya bia pe okono mu atum say yes ama mpom na ye den obi aye surgery ncha ye na o recover eno no eye ke calcium tablet eno na abaye amanyama atumi aye kama ede amawo enu nti wo modem na kopebi eye 1 tablet a day debiara da ba for tablet ne ba kopɛ wie ya pɛ no akyiridin abusuen ye didi ya nom nanso kase na nya bi kase ya ne ye kase wadro eye 1+400 wonum no na ma enkwa no 1+400 suspension liquid no na de bia ma no ade a ɛde ne sɛ ɔmo de no enye anadwo 12 obeda na kodidi anka bi da bi anopa ya kra unya wempresa abusua fa ebe adwuma akra ne fa ne dia anopa ya ebe adwuma eno nti bedi bokai bodi no akyerɛw bomodem na kopa bi by calling 0509 439 063 0302 666 132 na no so eja tuato den na yamrai na menka wo se Nokia Samsung iPhones Smart TV 32 200 inch no di ode na ne kase ne papa ba ye na wasa ahwambo no so no Franco ye nim ne fretete nyenne ene ebehunu Franco wuhia na dana se sansa washing machine no wo de wo jama begu system ni mu microwave blender generator gas and electric stove wanyina no ye to bi kofia sika ho odin nti ye to de beche ne e manso aba abeto aso de a hye nso se CCTV camera ne de menka se sika fo nkwa adibu ho kra as a first wudi kosua waye kosua so na esai ene kosua kra esai na nso wudi kosua num ade dokodoko yi obizo waye de bi CCTV no wubetima bobi wu na me ne okase wunzuko bobi e wo fie ho bobi wo office na wakwagia no bank ho bobi na ye hwe ne ekoso ho eye security no na maka ho asem e de a kire wo no Franco ene de eba eye edabajur edum old Mekon Kofo Clinic New Kajetia hoina no wato branches no e de apete e de amount eye 0245 316969 0245 316969 wo wasum dwenti Dr. Sam say tutumirika bra na so ye wo ba na so ye dia e kwantempo na nim no wo so no wa diabetes se die wa momodi amfa abrepo junction ni ase ho no anhwe first go filling station esro ho na be hunu say eni hu ya de ni nyina ankofo bufa so class doctors nurse we pe obi ad nani sansa medical culture se glaucoma no minute bia na sister no cataract no na sister no musa and long sightedness ni nyina so wom bu waje so be ade bu waje so oposa nani pressure wom stroke wom diabetes hernia ulcer mema dro dia wokrabu koya osetra se no madro ni bi na afi obe ma na hase na epija so kofie koya action baji part 2 Fatwa so na nyama nkoyie wo fred Dr. Sam mprempren was 0243 001058 0243 001058 Gentlemen Dental Clinic was mean cow say examination consultation root canal treatment RCT scaling and polishing white teeth and braces jewelry restoration extraction teeth replacement urea or cow said Dungwa main lorry station monso mobile report Bantama Street and so Obehuyan Atomic Down community runabout near Central Police Station Tadisco so Kofodia the Noble share Tadisco Junction Flower opposite GCB Bank Tishigu opposite Post Office and MTN Office 0598 731 823 0549 906 588 na no so enyama etumi akoyie ed amount eno nti memomodien na fe legend part 1 aba part 2
okay.
Solomon Carter de ba be ho ed amount
so 2 turn into 1 sana akoye ana
yes, I was
okay all right okay nti no okay say aka obia no atum Zach na design
let me adom
good
say
say them say Amorin amambo bi say ebia na kobren wa ni bibidia because akwana bobo no kama
he's playing
he's playing what his problem was.
I think say it was more about now also about two midfielders na adwin say in that system no Kobe and Casemiro as a two no they cannot function. You understand? And so it is true. Now they are playing because now there's additional midfielder in Bruno. I'll come here. And you don't see the flaws of Omulina. Yes, they are not athletic enough. Enough. And benching Casemiro was a problem.
Yeah.
So
and Casemiro too has improved.
Yeah, he's playing one of the best footballs since joining Manchester United. But unfortunately, American eyes are Montregan 1 year now.
There were chants.
No, American year that man on why video now so say he's leaving.
And Tom's the sign. This.
Yeah.
Once you communicate,
it's
done.
medical communication on why and a party United.
No, quite.
So far, the Onyan kind.
Okay.
I'm sure
he's playing well now.
No, he's playing well. I'm not be surprised if you go Saudi Arabia. On the
okay.
It looks like more likely say he will go to Saudi Arabia to fetch more money now.
That's his guy when you here.
So the age, I'm saying he's still 32 or 32 or 33.
Oh, okay.
Also, no, this age can go sanka. Most of the will be nice on 2 campo.
I have said, no, I training.
Yeah. And people are crediting Amorim for that. Say, oh yes, say Obayano. So Omane.
William, so I'm
the
guy has improved under this coach, or Bobon under this coach, or Bonnie Yipa under this.
Yeah, because no, this time it's comfortable because of now they are trained number there. Unlike first, not only 2, and then also cover a lot of spaces, which not only the legs to do that. It's I think that Casemiro has really improved. But I think that in all yesterday, for example, I saw a lot of messages. People are saying say they are doubting whether Carrick can do the job on a long term. Then I told them say the oil is here. No? That is a job he was given to do. Well, is here. No? United truncated a project because someone coaching issue we truncated the project. No?
Which project was?
The Amorim project.
Then and also here.
No, sir,
what was it supposed? What was the project?
The project was to build a very formidable team, get Champions League qualification this season. Then from next season, they compete for the trophy. And on but along the way, they fell out.
But I mean, clearly, this United side has really improved. And the pace is faster than Amorindian.
No, so if you have watched, in terms of goal scoring and those things in there, and Amorin, they were scoring more than in terms of per goal per game. They were scoring more.
Football, they go per game. It's the points per game that matters.
Yeah.
At least.
No, that is what I'm saying. Carrick came for a purpose. They think say now come and get us playing for a resource. In Russia, I've seen people say, hey, the ball line boss can have it. He's playing for resource now. Say, if it's a project or a main guy, he'll be playing for to entertain and get a resource. By this age, any entertainment to be he was brought in to get a resource and we are in one. Maybe see a man a chance on coach here because in the long term, United supporters like the Mourinho money. Other guys, they will turn against you.
I didn't know. No results now.
No, you see, at big stage.
Bonus are no results.
So big clubs, sometimes that is Mourinho had those issues with those big clubs that he has scored, not because Onyade. Look at Antonio Conte. He has that issues, and not because of Onyade, but big clubs, and you're all about say Yensen Kwana Omope. So just imagine say you are at Old Trafford. The Brentford for the United film second half, no. If it was consistent, but 3 matches you have problem with the supporters.
That's how sir. Who we now, sir?
No, you say our problem.
Who we now, sir?
You say our problem with them.
And that points no more pay.
No, so to big stage in there. Nadia no, there was on Tiasen no. Last week on
Obi.
There was about on Tiasen. Last week on you no coach Yampam no. Because born in your fair. You see, at big club, yes, they need resource, but when you are playing, because how they.
But we were improving players. So I watch some of the players now. Now me show man that Morina say, Casemiro himself, Kobe Menu,
every player are also playing at their level. Watch him watch Amad Diallo. Also are off. So and sanity, football is sanity.
Amad there, Okoba Ibino, even under Amorim.
On the last game,
Okoba Biba was it the Prana Cup of Nations?
Yeah, I mean the last game against Bournemouth. One of his best games. We are not AFCON. Since
Oba or Mobium.
They were on Metomoro.
Oh, sir.
No, I'm not talking about Momo and Ama didn't meet Amorena one day. Return
So
from
no offer plan, no more Africa.
no.
Situana nyoma bi wo ekoso a ya na mentiase. Me fi sen ka ba bi adru kran ka more in discussion kwa dey say you Manchester United.
No so bia.
There's so people in the
No, here so bi akan.
I didn't.
Oh, I didn't think you say Bonidi. Why will you credit Amorim for what Kareke Manchester United? I don't have a credit for what?
Did I have credited?
Because
some aspects. So say, there Casemiro,
let me say,
there Casemiro near Amorim.
Let me say the athleticism.
Even under Amorim,
he improved.
Even under Amorim, you were scoring more goals.
Yes,
than we.
Yeah, per game.
Oh, I cannot.
It is true.
I don't want it.
Oh, that was scoring more.
Yeah. My imagine say can I say Manchester
It is true.
But anybody Mr. Two, I'll bet na say. I Juma Kareka no. Or the acid that be
oh, you should data.
He's not being fair.
So say Amorim was scoring more goals.
No, let me come in here. When the season started. Now the season you Bruno Fernandes when the season started.
Na assist na enye Kareka mo na let's set that.
Bruno Fernandes, the best performance this season in the Premier League, Abanda Carrick. True or false?
False.
2. Yet we were made to believe that Menu is not a good player.
When there's a catch him one.
No, meba.
Was no only Casemiro share position back.
Na you know mummy nebo.
So we need to at him.
And I'm saying we know mummy nebo. No mummy on the Jina Park is Ubi.
And it all form change.
And a Casemiro to bench. And a Bruno
on what team ya mama be
Menu started. How many times in a Denmark said the best position for Bruno Fernandes is to play as an attacking midfielder. The United midfield lack a balance. So to how many times? Any Yankees are same way. At a point, United started season. So to Amukobo game beer, they were looking at Mbuemo to score for them. One share yasem. And then Mbuemo and Shah, United need problem. The players are performing better under Carrick than Amorim, and they're not reflective of results in Manchester United. It's simple as that. It's simple as that.
Zach, only watching you.
No,
not see. This performance that we are seeing. And number B,
any baby. Yes, we cannot predict the future, but we can analyze the future. You can't predict the future. Maybe to analyze maybe omujina and there be a future beko. No Manchester United supporter and the bit within says under Amorim at this stage Manchester better third.
You see, I'm saying Ajibu so onya. I don't onya ntiase na say. Time na Amorim.
Asamo onya kan wo so watiase.
Ko no. No mun da 18th and no mun da 16th.
No mun da third. 6. Were they third?
They were 6 same points with Chelsea and on the 5th. And again, as much as me I've credit my boy Carrick Abasono, we should also take about how poor Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Chelsea have been.
Oh, that be.
No, I'm also. These guys have been.
I'm only quiet and Liverpool for your poor.
Check their results. Check their results.
For your poor.
I'm only.
I think I know
virtually the period.
So virtually.
Oh, but Anchena Maresca Koy. Anchena Maresca Koy.
Maresca Kujano.
Maresca Koy. About you, Nabutre. Go and check the two. Kwana check it. Maresca last 7 Premier League games as Chelsea coach. Now quite results and not Chelsea. It wasn't like Amorim Bekono. Chelsea were performing well under Maresca. If Chelsea were performing well, I'm the two. Bibia Chelsea season in Bekoya. Come on, Saki Maresca. But so check on the last 7 games. And who is convincing Zaki to say Liverpool were performing well?
They were performing
but they were better than.
They were better.
Liverpool were
it's only because 5 matches now.
It's
that period because 5 games.
Manchester United normally West. Because Manchester West. Say Manchester current position I'm to Mayen Kofa and Amorin starting, but the Amorin starting na no ye no. Na Bruno Fernandes or Mobaby Obono.
But he was
the Amorin starting na no ye no.
As a
na Kobe Menu nyina mo.
As a number 8.
How many times na Amorin ko ye go to start
19 assists
in Manchester
as a deep line, you know how many times
na you go to start Sesco.
Na so we so buy no start Sesco.
No, this is where you are getting it wrong. There be I have problem with this. When we put a footballer down, na concentration in your statistics. It's wrong.
Oh, no, that's
Bruno Fernandes as number 8 at Manchester United when the season started, and Bruno Fernandes as number 10. Which of the two Bruno Fernandes na betu?
Jibu, and I'm say Bruno as a number 8 no. No, I'm 8 or 9 assists.
Assist me exactly.
No, obi are about deep. I think what you
so no ma assist we are no be say.
I remember example. And rather assist Bruno de Marcesco. Okay. Another midfielder age at the same position. I'm a striker assist. One man that opportunity to score, then striker na bobo na to happen.
We don't bring it to competition. On the Ama.
So what I'm trying to say is pick the player overall performance. When Bruno was playing as a number 8, the Manchester United team was disjointed.
Yeah, it wasn't disjointed.
It was disjointed.
In terms of
Madak, you agree? Say idea.
Now let me tell you.
As a fan, as a supporter, you feel so comfortable watching your team.
No.
Exactly.
No, because one, the structure is not good.
Structure, man.
Unse adeba kwa ya kan ya dia abo karika baso ne se unse me ba no pe me nim aso me kan nya me kan asem bia ye comparing or making any bia one we've given him credit for the results that he's getting, but one thing that any United supporter will admit ne say it hasn't been a very good games to watch. Yes. Amorin was controlling games. The structure was good.
Manchester, especially in the first half. You see a team that will score in the next minute.
That was how it is. Check the goals. United per goals and Amorin is better than this one. Yes, I'll go and check. United goal scoring here no.
Now they are not conceding.
This season, if you check, in terms of goal scoring, yeah, we're not changing the United were the third best scorers.
And they are still the third.
Yes, before Amorim was sacked.
But they were conceding more.
They were conceding more.
Under the infamous three back na no bono nemfa.
Na three back na no bono
the team
but come up for go wasn't it a three back?
But started with
it was even 5 defenders. On board
started with 4 at the back.
Yeah, but second half in America. How about second half now no three back?
The team
with 5 defenders. No winger was 5 defenders. Plus Casemiro 6.
Yeah, the team
but see they considered
no more than 8. You see no more that.
See they considered. So
you see can we be enough young usual way no. We amount 2 minutes.
Asembu ayenka.
Sir.
Asembu there's no defense to it.
Aden say
Asembu like what can you probably Jevan say Amorin if United and all 31% win percentage and even a carry
then this in this season
no but
this season all time now
Carrick so be fine in the middle of the season. Carrick so be fun in the middle of the season. No, in the middle of the season.
8.
I was saying, on why Carrick 9 saying that Amorin 9 saying. You two, even giving players.
Two guys a Carrick better than Amorin.
Far.
And your debate could have started. Debbie. Or your preseason in every year to players Carrick in Tobia.
You're trying or debo.
You're one or debo. On your preseason.
And then when you answer them, you say, Obi to me, Sadia movie by you.
Yeah, too. But the point is, so share the Carrick na and so too. Sometimes might consider certain things as normal, but even knowing that this player will function very well at this position, a creditor you can't take away from a coach. A separate great coaches from average coaches. Carlo Ancelotti faces our problem with AC Milan or the Pelo Kobo deep line playmaking role. Obefan say normal, but your coaches who from near the more. Be back with the back what na bench. That is the difference.
It's share no so count.
Ne born in share ne crack ken. Obefan say normal.
Even
knowing the exact system to use against a team, being tactically flexible. Moto.
Almost Brentford.
So share.
Amorin Chebram.
Amorin Chebram.
Moto. So share. Osha Morena.
Moto.
He was predictable. He was rigid. Anya Morena kobo team men kobo Carabao Cup and not one no so auto dame he was confused. He didn't know who the oil. So if you're a Manchester United fan and all share the sort of elevation about team, United has never been a team possessive based. The most successful manager, Manchester United, who was Sir Alex Ferguson, he was never a possessive based coach. Into the true DNA of Manchester United. My majority of Manchester United fans are falling in love with the club. Then possession. So if you are telling me that Amorim was possessing, he was controlling matches. United has always been a team that they are interested in results, no matter how our results in the back.
Okay.
That is United. Into a catcher so near pass. Into abaswa. It's never something that beats me about Abasona.
Okay.
Amorim should not even come into the conversation.
Okay.
Because the point Kraman for Professor Moje said on the crown recruitment, Russia United structure now, recruitment was not entirely the direction of Ruben Amorim.
Hey,
yes,
no,
it was.
But he was a coach.
He bought a system. And told
players
yes to fit in the system. No. That is why Kuna last year he started even United able Wolves last season. We na Kochi Kuna Shetan. Okay, the video came out. I said, Master, I will need you next season for my number 10 role. And so he was influential in the players who came because now in the system that he needs players to fit in.
But when you saw almost.
And Jomama carry chance because senior. I'm told that senior guys at United think that.
Then as a coach, you was say, also say Bruno Ntimene Kobimenu Bombom.
You see, don't misquote.
United we need time. Every day you are not talking about time.
But it's not true.
What's a character?
Time was about competing. But is it and then are you telling me United can go and challenge City and Arsenal?
Based on the number of points that carry calculating, is United not competing?
You see, that is that.
We saw Ruben Amorim. One making good use of the breaks, and I am. Amorim about one match a day, so still not United.
Amorim carry or stay 24 days or buy an list special. No, why are you making this comparison? Me say that because say no somebody didn't make good use of it. Me say arrested 24 days. One of the can I say or buy an list.
Let's go. Champions League can pay anyamra 10:45.
But boy Bruno Basso, we can't go without talking about Bruno Fernandes. The best number 10 in the world now, the most creative player in the world, and the Premier League, the Premier League player of the season.
What kind of world now? We don't go for baby. Oh, say what one country? And how can you best in the world?
Oh, say ne Juma or you?
When you stay in one country and play football, now whether you are even the best of Chrome or not will be decided later. Also, your world. He has not played any football anywhere.
Oh, so about Portugal. And you know what?
Now Portugal, no boy, we want to go and say
to in that position.
Oh, yeah, you to England, not because he's only played football in England.
Now, Bebre said yesterday I listened to Arsenal legend Martin Keown on Bruno Fernandes, and they say there shouldn't be any argument, debate on who should be the Premier League player of the season.
Martin Keown,
yeah, Martin Keown.
On one matter.
I have the quote here.
Player of the season.
Yeah.
70.
Oh, sir, he's the best player in the Premier League.
Premier League best player.
Individual performance, he has been better than any other player.
Oh, then that's why I assist.
This is Martin Keown.
If you actually go 30 something, who's why I assisting to you are the best.
Oh,
Martin Keown, no,
I feel you. Wow, legend. Look at
go for critics as more. Bruno was how many goals?
Or my example, so share.
What's how many goals?
Bruno, I think is it 10 or 9?
I'm not the best player.
Yeah. So on position, he's not supposed to score.
So I pass it one more bit.
Or say or share Arsenal.
Martin Keown.
Or say my last match, one Arsenal one last match.
Newcastle.
Or so share. There was a situation where Odegaard, Jokeres. Then he bring you to Bruno and Sesko. Chance and all. Or say Odegaard, no come misplace pass because he need the confidence to take a risk. But Oshe, the kind of partner Bruno did for my strikers now. Now I'm do, and that's how go on my school. So we're saying
hey, players are playing well in the Premier League.
No, so far there, I think there's no.
Now, quite balance. You will play.
Yes, I
can't be France balance.
We are checking.
Where's why I asked?
Bruno Muisi. Bruno born simple. Today. Bruno in the Arsenal team can collect much like Bruno in the Arsenal team.
Baby, all players.
Come on,
straight.
check it. Yes, be our more matches pa or starting baby. So now you go check your matches pa. He has played. No do. Bruno. So and then Champions League. Na Bayern Munich call France na omone Paris Saint-Germain akwakosi akan. We're the first league of the UEFA Champions League. The stage is very high. Na bebre na no asha say can say we are the final before the final. But no, more kasa asem no because one of game there ya na unti make a conclusion no sa ma ninye yi.
I'm saying the final before the final.
Final for now. Bebrina say two teams here will qualify.
But at the moment, the two teams have played the best football, at least in recent times. And we are under analysis and prediction. But they are. You agree? Said they've been better than Arsenal and Atletico in recent times, domestically, in the Champions League everywhere. So you have to agree with them.
No, but second, Champions League as well. If you want to pick the entire na
recent times.
But say champion
Ote Lothar Matthäus. I say in was it November when they beat PSG? No money form way.
Yes, it is true.
Yeah, so current form there, you cannot take that away from.
But you see, today, you need the situation of this Portuguese international, number 6 and all. Vitinha. He's likely not to play. So, Omone we no proud of him, first half of him. And today, it doesn't look like so I fit to play. And the opposition say, Jean Neves playing that holding role, Emre Zaire and Fabian Ruiz. So the PSG team without Vitinha as number 6 will not be as good as they have been. One, they will not have control like Omno Munya because Jean Neves and that kind of player now, but more too much control like Vitinha at the moment. It's based on the news coming up from our last game against.
So report says all training, right? And he's set to play today.
Vitinha.
Yeah.
No, go so far the pretty lineup.
Yeah, he's there. So he trained very well, then right. He did the whole session with them.
See, if
Basa just overboard.
Fine. So if he's available, a different team altogether. So. What a Bayern Munich team now? So far this season, only Bayern Munich as they scored 38 goals so far in the Champions League this season.
I'm number 10, no, in Team Bruno.
And PSG, no number 10. Oh, the Zaya Emre, then Nabri never compare Bruno. Go no more motion. I hear only say Nick Kane, Luis Diaz.
Then you'll be anymore.
Go and check. Or master between the three of them.
And two other than 3 of them, no one better than.
So many number 10s.
And Bruno was the best number 10.
Yes.
The best player.
The Manca's the best player in the world. We say the best number 10. Manca's the best player in the world. Manca's the best player in the world.
The best number 10 in the world.
In the world. It seems so. If you have watched Bayern Munich very well, 38 goals now, Marshall. Only they played only 12 games. PSG about 14 games. These are the two top scoring teams in the Champions League. Ominya has 38 goals so far in the Champions League. But the difference is that Bayern Munich about 2 matches less than PSG so far in the Champions League. Group stage now, Matthias Eka on Wasam. So, you can't take any time from Bayern Munich and say, about the entire second half with 1 man down. Okay, lose their strategy record in the first half. But still, they were good enough to win that game and pack the Princess. Now, at the end of Hurricane, Olise and Luis Diaz and a few for Bayern Munich. No. Yes, one bad news for Bayern Munich is that Serge Gnabry is out of the season on Bonibium. World Cup on Kobe. But they have Musiala. Musiala on a very any day be a better number 10 than if anything. Serge Gnabry. But only say since of free injury by no. After na omo integrating nkakankakra. But Gnabry in prayer and Musiala on started. Because the thing is they have to give Musiala more time to recover fully. But unfortunately, Gnabry pra and they don't have anyone to play better than Musiala. So Musiala will jump into the starting lineup because Gnabry is out of the game. So to PSG team no. I say as much as control Omunya Omupeso no. They are better counter-attacking team than some like some control games. PSG team no any more creative midfielders. So they struggle against teams now. I'm on a low block no because they struggle to break them down. Why a PSG team ni pa? Time be omo effective biano. Ay time team no so air attack you omo. Then you leave spaces on a Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Desiree any Bakola more use the spaces and run and punish you. It seems that all the PSG team are more dangerous when they are counter-attacking you on a break than say omojibo on air pass. So to are they about American so yeah they pan here say phone to America because their game no any more of control but a more efficiency pa they are going pa they are going eti for no yes Kimmich a good controller but among pass ball to do na what they do is that Pavlovic Kimmich omoji ball na no they are looking for Olise they are looking for Luisa because omo energy ball no e dey on there e dey ba Munich and I say Hurricane dropping down to take the ball and go. Recently the enka Bayern Munich dominated sa fixture we pa omabu PSG for no pa em say uyi 2020-2021 na Bayern Munich ko share omo 1-0 e wo Parc des Princes ema Bayern PSG so ko share omo 3-2 e wo Allianz Arena ni free wa Bayern Munich have won about the last 6 or 7 to say omo show ye pa recently in terms of how they meet. Don't even forget omo share Champions League final COVID time no ema Bayern Munich e share PSG aje trophy from say name am time no omo gi from say so to and then one thing is assured in the game you be no goals. Okay. Once goals bebem Bayern will score, PSG will score. That one is assured say it will produce an attacking game. But defensively, say two teams in there no suspect kakra. Omo solid. Say obi bet ma game without conceding. Bayern will score, PSG will score. So a game that looks like say the second leg will be very crucial in deciding who qualify because and there yeah something obi yin hu ye pa. So eti ebe kick and running no control bebre sa kick and run obi ebe tumrika. So to I still want to go with Bayern Munich to win this game. Okay. Up back the Princess. Okay. 2-1 win for Bayern Munich. The same score line omunya elbu stage you know is what I'm going for. I want the game now ebe Parc des Princes. But still now no it will not be deciding this face up to.
Okay. So interesting game but factors be brain e be deciding na enwumre game no. The edi kan yen hwe the company factor. Vincent company am to 21 touch line emfama Bayern Munich. So what follow Bayern Munich since company e be your coach at the moment. It looks like every single details about the club and the performance on the pitch when they prepare. And a huge influence on how the team play. Yes, or an assistant. Company to say, those coaches, to say Enrique, maybe in a game he will not be on the bench. A bit affecting PSG. Manchester City, Bobo, Pep Guardiola, and a bit affecting the team. Jurgen Klopp, maybe your coach team now on the touch line, a bit affecting the team. Hansi Flick, only touch line, a bit affecting the team. These are coaches. Antonio Conte, only touch line, maybe or stance man or Banby, a bit affecting the team. These are coaches. I'm to they feel. Say Ateta Guardiola.
Nkola Nibia.
Ateta Guardiola.
Na Mourinho just.
Almost our coaches be to be a besi or park ni subiano. Omofu say so mo say wom. Enti wo dey ahwe how a omo team bobo. Who say adia ne yanwene ene de abeto ne yeye. It's anytime be as our teams way on be mix wo coach no, it becomes a big problem. Bayern a game way, our abra company is suspended. Umpo Zoto. What follow Bayern Munich, wash Bayern Munich, and they said you want team in the city. Company now want na bench no, ebe ha Bayern Munich team no. Another problem they say UEFA or more restricting your mobile. When you are banned from the touchline, now to what stance no ma. Only any opportunity to communicate. Bawaba. Our France.
What if you are so with my communicate?
There be.
Me hate TV na me friend phone. If I cannot do that, they say.
Who is baby or bet na kra no? UEFA be assign will be the number no. Encore dressing room.
So they want you to feel the punishment.
The Bayern Munich so ye bia this season, yes. Hurricane number of goals I watch the number of assists I will say the number of goals and assists Luis Diaz Joshua Kimmich having one of his best season in the Bundesliga. How the partnership of Upamecano and Jonathan Tah are working. So you cannot take the influence of Vincent Kompany away. It's in the game now one touch line. A huge blow at the club offensive Bayern Munich. And the Benya a say in the game. And then my Bayern game no more to me stroke a card my Bayern Munich. Because anytime Biana measure Bayern Munich game Biano, I see a coach who looks more like a manager, aside how tactically he's good. Even in moments a Bayern Munich be finding game is difficult no. The communication level and how calming players kneel down. It's the only such influential figure ever game can see him say ya bema boda na edin. Between the two clubs, pressure by Munich so PSG. PSG, this will be their 10 consecutive champions, the third consecutive Champions League semi-final. Oma comienza to aso. 2 years ago, on Borussia Dortmund. Last season, so they were there, and omuyi Arsenal. And at this season, Oma sabe bi omene Bayern Munich. 3 no makwa to aso, they move one on Champions League. Looking at their level, say ne omukwa kobo semi-final of the Champions League. Pressure ni omoso. But we are talking about Bayern Munich team. After Omo eliminated Olympic Lyon during the COVID period from the Champions League semi-final, which was just one leg, and Omo share Lyon. Since then, Bayern now appear only once in the Champions League semi-final. And over teams ni mienua. This season, say who assess Roma do ya reach perfect Bayern Munich. It let's say your both game ni we 2 legs na Bayern Munich can qualify for Champions League final. And for the Bundesliga no imagine no. But the squad of my Sambo no. Obi aba say, "Hey, and then a Bayern team went me anko Champions League final anje." And when you pick the 4 clubs aka in the Champions League, about competition tradition, competition history, competition experience. On team for Arsenal and let's come at the PSG and to Bayern Munich. They have everything to win the Champions League this season. But Tomaba Bedru pointer. Nipa no yo mukaniano will not be at the touchline for the first leg. On the other side, PSG also this season. Zoto said Enrique Con the last season, Sano Con this season. Bad first half, then the second half, it was like as a PSG with the Umuda. Sana this season swaye. And then a possible Vitinha will not be part of the team. But my name say we can do now that just show many angles game ni bia. Abante na friend say Luis Belado no. Ore friend say Luis Enrique bo modern ad ni be gina Vitinha role no. Yes, the strength of Angers as a team compared to Bayern Munich enye equal. By a far so actually game ni mu as a deep line playmaker. Or a defender or a center back. But quite fast football watching the game. It was like maybe games now we the Fernando Redondo na PSG for Sakunya na Nabana. The partnership with Mayulu, Fabien Rue, Zoto was perfect. and the ball distribution, the interception, the game control. It's possible say the game no. Sa game no use here to test. Berardo say Obetia about that position in the absence of Vitinha. Vitinha de maka say Loto these players
is it clear to
the chance of playing about 20%. So it doesn't look like it's very risky no in this game. Maka said these players are players up to two. Yes, they are Methodist. When you compare them to other Methodists, you don't use Omase say no one. Omuna ye game no ball na ye ball omuna ye ball no. PSG ball no mo boni nyina no. Bizoto PSG ball no mo boni nyina no. Bizoto omuna ye ball no.
Okay.
Omuna ye system no. Vitinha ene ye de PSG na gina no so say this is the philosophy of Luis Enrique. Ekwan a Luis Enrique team person obobo oni. Eye wo Vitinha na ye de saade na dua mu. Ti say wanya team enkoye. It's the last season na me can feel that na make an argument in favor of Vitinha say yes, Ousmane Dembele share a lot of goals. But when you pick the PSG team, one player will need replacement. Hey, Vitinha. But this season, say them guys from the last game, no, Berardo bebo that position, no. You better in the Bayern Munich game if Enrique better risk it about that position now.
Okay.
Then Mizoto, the front line of the two teams. PSG conceded here, but they defend better than Bayern Munich. So sir. They defend better than Bayern Munich. So we Bayern Munich in Real Madrid now. In Munich, the number of chances are Real Madrid nyaye bad decisions from either Vini, Mbappe. Number of Zoto first leg was Santiago Bernabeu. Chances of Momexi making Manuel Neuer man of the match. When these same chances, Eko Dembele, Desiree Dio, Kvaratskhelia, very underrated player. Very underrated. Sometimes those baby a wood to also come. Baby of fini a problem. But just imagine saying the ball no bono. He's an Italian, Spanish, Brazilian, French. So our conversation here, they are man for showing kid never show. Eti the Bayern front three of Hurricane, Olise, Luis Diaz will come out against a PSG back four. Yes, sometimes their fullbacks are with space, but Omu speed, Omu the pace to recover, even when they are attacking. In Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. You cannot say same for Bayern Munich or two center backs no, because company team no, they want to reduce the size of the pitch. Or Jitumi say any team be and a was as to be and a company believe say the Bayern Munich team better possess ball better than side team no. San Enrique should believe. Say the team PSG better control ball than any other team. It's one of the most entertaining game of this season. So to be in the Champions League, when you put all factors together. Who put two factors in the boomer. Makase company enter bench no. Bayern be make say something huge. And no nene so to go I think on the touch line how we control players will be BB. But without him no. Yanko in the game is to PSG 2 Bayern Munich 1. Roughly be a PSG 3 Bayern Munich 2. The highest I ever game no. But any game I see
PSG is a win for.
Yeah, it's a win for in PSG.
Your books.
Yeah.
Experience ne maturity be count to today's game no more.
We are memoir
maturity the ball knockout stage, you know, knowing that all the first phase na to all play all na the fear no ever form and the maturity needed for that stage, you know, different from maturity out here when you are playing to the semi. Because about the league format now, Champions League first stage now, there is always an opportunity to correct the wrongs in the next game. But stage when it comes with a different form of pressure. Inti do say na onya experience, onya matured. Now we need the ability to absorb the pressure in the face of mistakes and come back. You struggle. And that is one thing I mean who say PSG team, you know, with 3 Champions League finals now, semi-final no, and being the defending champions, you know, they have that experience, they have that maturity more than this Bayern Munich team. And even from the point of the coach, that is the manager, Enrique has seen it all in moments like this than that of Vincent Company, and it will play a major role. Now me hear Enrique the press conference. Enrique say when you are playing against Bayern Munich, you can't afford to defend poorly, and you should take advantage of every opportunity. Bia ebeba wa akwanso. Now, we share two teams now. Bayern Munich have conceded more goals than the matches they've played this season. About 48, no conceded a year 54. Meaning, so we a team now we take the game to them. You have the ability of beating them. And that is one major thing. And that match, me sure say Enrique be ha teta kakra. Our bra Arsenal ne Bayern Munich boy no. And obe pick some clues from because Arsenal had a solid defense and they managed to shut the attack of Bayern Munich off. But because of how porous Bayern Munich defense, Arsenal to me finding a way of getting the goals. Obi or share Madrid game, omne Bayern Munich boy who say attacking Bayern Munich you have a chance of scoring because in the first game of Santiago Bernabeu, goalkeeper Manuel Neuer was the man of the match. You're making 9 solid saves. So that is a moment or a space PSG can attack. Then the other question is that since the Bayern Munich team has expressed when it comes to goal scoring on the other question is will PSG find a way of stopping them from scoring? And so too, the structure of the PSG team gives me some sort of confidence. Said they will concede less than that of Bayern Munich. So I have PSG. Weakness back here set pieces because of the height of their players. Especially midfield for no. Also had the anymore for the Bekanwa. To a good team. Now a very good when it comes to set piece. You have a chance when it comes to punishing them. Into any first angle for Bayern Munich. Now the second angle is exploiting the spaces. When you really want to exploit the space against PSG, one team or matches are tactically disciplined in closing spaces and starting their defensive unit, collective defending from the first player in attack. Club of any PSG. With their high pressing or more pressing between Dio, Kvaratskhelia, and Abrante Dembele. And sadly, idea back one because Bayern Munich will love to pass from the back with players like Jonathan Tah and Upamecano. No, me want to say and then so too. But you be not defensive error back where PM Bayern Munich for team no. Between Manuel Neuer and the middle two, I'm talking about the center back pair or Bayern Munich team no. These PSG players will press them to make that mistake, and that is something I expect in this game. Me who say PSG they can win possession very high. Or may win possession very high. Or Bayern Munich area the ball back to net. But me want to say Bayern Munich bet me as hard immediate PSG because of how they operate. Though Joshua Kimmich is a wonderful player when it comes to his controlling. But before Sebo never drew Kimmich one, Tani or Pemecano never kuta ball. And sometimes Manuel Neuer. And we to watch him Manuel Neuer. He is prone to those mistakes. So you'll be a man enough pressure. Defensively, I'm tipping PSG ahead of a club friend of Bayern Munich. I say the angle for them is going to be their set. PSG were a sort of attacking transition, which is very, very interesting. There are 3-2-5 attacking transition, where you have 3 players at the back, 2 in the central zone, and 5 leading the attack. Now, the midfield 3 will play a key role in this battle. Because anytime you PSG for establish this particular thing, one of their midfielders in the 3-back system, but drop it, Ababeka center backs for no my 3. Then they would leave 2 central midfielders with Nuno Mendes and Achraf Hakimi joining the front 3 to become 5. And sadly, anytime you are betting me, that screen you see how well the midfield control the Bekomo. Michel Kimmich against Madrid. Michel Musiala against Madrid. And in those matches, Wama Madrid midfielders no any a good game. And until we are now man for I raise the issue of Madrid not having a player built in the shape of Toni Kroos, a player built in the shape of Abrante and Luka Modric. But so check this PSG team, they have that. So the control in the middle raises a lot of issues. Moto, me the middle no so be sama the PSG team when it comes to this game. Me the coach in my PSG, me the defense in my PSG, Moto me the midfield control my PSG. And Moto, once you have the midfield control, once you have the midfield and tactical changes, me the my club of any PSG, you know, I see PSG having the best of attack over the Bayern Munich team. And so to cut everything short, you know, young call for a 2-1 win. 3 goals to appear in this game, but to a 2-1 win. I doubt say PSG bet me to stop Bayern Munich from scoring, and that is why I'm giving them that 1 goal. Okay. But definitely PSG will outscore a club. Your friend Bayern Munich.
Okay. Thank you. And now you know me say man to comment on Bruno as the best number 10 in the world.
Game na evolve. And now teams been born number 10 so to say the traditional number 10 is
assist
six say team they be double number 8 Musa no. Double number 8. Buy about typical number 10 in Jamal Musiala. But the issue this is that Jamal Musiala in a long-term injury. So he has not really been active.
So eventually we agree at that position now Bruno is the best in the
world. At that position now Kopama has not had an excellent season. Manchester City and you so a consistent number 10. Arsenal, Odegaard injury on and off. So us scanning around that.
In the world, yeah. Well, why is it?
Champions League.
How the team set up.
Now more your boy Kabi now work I go and went to me Amobia. See him for the best. As some kind of maker. Mizoto, the best players. The best players.
Because of semi-final team. On doesn't keep it.
Oh,
no, that's the logic you are bringing in here.
Because of how teams.
So you agree?
Oh yes, Jude Bellingham this season has also not have a good season.
Okay,
Bellingham in a good season because of also no in the Madrid set one born as a number 10.
Okay,
it's also scanning a number.
Barcelona some number 10.
Barca, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo, they don't really act like a typical old-time number 10 for now anymore. So too, and Kevin De Bruyne will do the declining stage of his career. So scanning around there, but he's not the best.
Not competitors.
But in terms of the best, number 8 they are only the best. So they don't go to 10 on it.
The Bruno film.
Oh yeah. I think.
Bruno go play Ballon d'Or. That way. Go play Ballon d'Or.
You know,
I had this uncle.
Musiala and your massive injury.
He's the best attacking midfielder today. He's the best attacking midfielder.
Boss, on the yeah, no person sanko fast and from. What can I do? I said,
you best player. Yeah, best attacking midfielder.
Don't blame Ghanaian coaches for the local players' inability to meet the Black Stars standard. Local players don't eat well. Poor pitches, lack of quality infrastructure are the reason why they are not meeting the Black Stars standard. Professor Minta, Technical Director, Ghana Football Association.
What maybe we are losing sight of is that standards are standards. And if you compare the standard here, it's not the quality of play. A lot of things go into play. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the pitches that they are showing. Look at where the players sleep. Look at what they eat. Look at their development. So it's not only about the coaching. It's a lot of issues that come together. I mean, if a player is training on a grassless pitch, technique will suffer. As compared with somebody who is playing on AstroTurf or in a hybrid pitch. So these are things that you have to look at. Even look at how much we pay the players over here. They don't mature. They are moved into European market, whereby some of them don't even get the opportunity to play at the highest. If a player here is being paid $1,500 or whatever, and he gets a contract that to pay him about $2,000, he will certainly move. You can't control that. and that will continue to hurt us locally. So sometimes when I hear that our local coaches are not preparing the players well, they are not looking at it holistically. They're only picking about coaching, but there are a lot of things that go into coaching. Look at what happened to our player that died. Why couldn't the club put them in a hotel? Who owns the club? It shouldn't be the FA's responsibility to do that. See, and all.
And Tama, Professor Mintase, the entire players no, ye Fred Blasters, I am free Omon Bogana League Nibino, and they say Omun Di to show Mokranomujina Honoma, didn't sober for Omo. No pitches no soon yet.
Okay, one hour can we all know Mujina why womb.
Nassetama, we are minority.
Just say, only dear,
and now we are minority that.
Only dear, and just so you're malnourished. And I just own one hour for months. Eating the necessary well-balanced diet. And no nipple kwa.
But it affects your physical appearance.
Not always the physical appearance. There be, and yet the biana a physical appearance. Okay, now about only a sportsman. Until you need be a woody one. Your breath control levels and be I don't know can you do on more go on more this because we need the 1 year.
If in the Kokotokone has a moon told you and a Pamon place in now Omutiminia Blasters call up. Say one tougher side, no money is simple.
Let's not get the wrong. As Udi one or pay you
also money
and set your nutrition, your what sportsmen do. To some more pija na dear no. You only be omudi to help them in their physical body build. Yeah,
because of what you mean,
yeah, and no interest say. So you are not taking the right food that will commensurate with the work you do. And
people complain about our local league, but looking around, it is one of the best in Africa. GACA chairman, Mr. Ansa.
If I recollect, 2022, we have one player from Kotoko and one from House of Folk who were fully local-based players. During the qualification, you realize that there were some who were also given opportunity leading to the qualification to 2026 World Cup. We have some few months now to go to the World Cup. A new coach has been appointed. I don't know much about his plan, but I'm of the view that he might consider doing same or even more. The local league, sometimes we complain about not being the best. But if you look around us in this continent, we are among one of the best. And so I think that there's so much room for improvement. My clubs too have to play a major role in improving this sense. You go to some venues and you could see that there's much work to be done. They start and then instead of improving upon it, either it's static or they don't even bother about thinking of improving upon it. It all boils down to giving them confidence to do much.
Mr. Ansano, now go stars for weekend. There's a big fixture. Now, go stars for. This is the topmost fixture of the week. It is a title-winning encounter. Appoint a top referee who will give us fair officiating on Sunday. That is all we are asking for. Go stars to GFA. But Mediama has launched Operation Paint, Takwa, Yellow and Move. And Tama, Ebaso, Kwesiada. It is the biggest fixture over the weekend. Now, Mediam Go stars for say a match. How you boy we are a team do Omuji League, you know. The Omu here you say FF now appointee referee, some appointee referee. Baso Takwa referee our appointed referee or top notch. That's number one. Now obesa so aye fair ya can dey team two teams no omo form ho den enkobo kwesi beba ochena so ochena wuku kwesi wo Germany obeba chena oba ya no onu di kan storm Takwa akọ lay grounds asa na team no aba na je say omo dia be hye so ntitama match we do bia mfa nani enkodi akiri. I believe say ewo TV so say na be ya yentimi enye. Please lower your pressure on me. I am talking to I am taking the decision with my 2 sisters after the death of my mother. Confuse Samba to his agent. 8,000 from South Africa as sign-on fee and 800 as monthly salary. Tama. 80,000. Sorry, 80,000
as in
sign-on fee
from wine
from Orlando Pirates. Sekukunde, sorry.
80,000.
80,000.
I'm the map player.
Omeje. And now, you know, soon be as no mama no, $8,000. And now, agent
on the contract as
he said on the protocol there. Or bought 5 matches in we are away.
Okay.
And I
was on by a ball.
Oh, power me for Hako.
Why are you for that?
Yeah. I'm for Hako. And our agent in the money pressure was stirring up. And I said, I see me, mammy. You see, I come in your man, no more. A far journey. Now, me no more take a decision because you see, you know, Kotoko supporters no so much pressure say, me pennies when I may extend me contract. Until me hear Kotoko, and I may hear. Oh, then you are first time. Yeah, but I don't know what some demand. First time.
A challenge to headline of your Gahon. Oh, then or to the tune say.
Tama, I'm an offer.
I'm a man offer.
And I say, Bafo.
Debbie,
Nancy, on in your American. No, that
Nancy,
in your man who can.
Debbie, Nancy, and I got supporters in the corner. Echo Bonnie. Uncle Bonnie. Oh, was an answer. Oh, my God,
any answer.
His car, it's me confusing the 3,500 Ghana cedis and $8,000. Yeah, you know,
$9,000 supporters.
Obed and San Obed. Who so near Yems at Chepa and sound him the other part. The way we are here. On a man of your frost who meant me a moji.
$8,000.
So long experience.
Almost 96,000 Ghana cedis.
Congo about now.
Almost 100,000 Ghana cedis. Almost 96,000 Ghana cedis.
The book compare near me.
No, we compare Seskawi.
So, Mr. Koto, man offer.
I go to end here.
Like,
then here.
But
you see, I'm a man.
Oh, Sentinel catch on or train Kotoko Swat. The movers or one.
I said, I'm open.
I'm not going to money be near way.
I say,
Koto for you. Sika move for the on the left in the Praton town.
Only other business.
$80,000.
Somebody say, to somebody say, Omoni Omonka, no more pages can Kobia 120,000 with salary around 10,000. And no change chance.
Only in Yamanica.
And no change chance when you're Kotoko. See, cannot no change chance.
If you Kotoko, so the end of pay.
There be to Kotoko. And now you will for the I show me say.
So what does
on home I'm going somehow. Eh, na me
I want to do a report.
And the other customers mine day.
Oh, that's
not all the time. It's Adriana. And so Casama supporters no. Monday.
To be
$4,000. I will catch on some fan to be. Also,
my demo was so denies our story.
Oh, to be denied. Pack free.
I'm denied.
We told them to us.
The manager and the icon.
A different person.
Okay.
Tama.
$1 a month.
Get Hubert Joe.
Last one, Bacho.
The Black Stars. Else, no one will pay $400,000 for him. His value is $150,000. But Kotoko are asking for $250,000 for Hibejo. Titama, the latest I had no. Na Kotoko na ya te say
omo coming to normally come the 8 ama.
So he na be e dey so enti Kotoko na so pedil the ama Hubert. Omo fi say no be kwa. Tama me sorry. Coach Karim Zito put pressure on Kotoko for his 60,000 balance, but no one is picking his call. not the IMC nor the board members. Dr. Christopher Demenya paid the initial 60,000.
Initial 60,000 there.
Ghana cedis.
And I can 60,000.
And I can 60,000 cedis.
Oh, okay.
And omo ni twa contract him no.
No man 120.
On just say we raise no man 120.
Rating. Rating.
Tama, as for rating I can't tell. Okay. But information me want to know say omo ye nti we kwa me ko hwem na me say Dr. Christopher the menya the two assistant no kotoko no anka say ntua
and no open na wona tiko pa
kotoko na anka say ntua assistant no
professor say mumma
o two assistant we no dia aka no wo frɛ obi emu ano say na napenka na etua say board tama
just what kotoko
nti assistant she bon me so akofa video no to sma me tama me the video we ja me do to misre bo wada roma match bi ko so tamale second division 2 division 2 match
by
assistant referee almost say
only match ni dia
no match ni dia Mole nationals ni team back ko mo sisi a tama afa de wo ye
na referee for mu nya adwuma ne ye ala we pare mo we to 10 we
tama Mole national na omni
I don't so why there obi na fa bo dwe o fa bo chase o so why ndey
almost match cry ndey wa almost oditi a em say Mole for so oditi a o against super one
na o nyina ko bodo
obi akope na bo na o ti ahwe no
this place looks like them go
and the referee for
no for no me ni
for president the event say some madam for no
the o GF ho no
debi ba ko na
nya let's go te
debi Seja
George Seja
referee for nya match bi
na o me ti na so
is on o ka o mu ti o tama we arrest no je chiri sa dia to
2 years
tama
nyemo busu ani ndi mu hu
head of sports post video ya me hu ye na me say sebo ko so
na Ghana house
Ghana ma use ya no pe
na head of sports in the post video also say Ghana
o ma charge when
ya budi paso se charge ade charge no se police go to
you video ya
o just one so hie o
there be
Asante bright mo ya Asante there south omu timi go to omu sai ni
na bright my phone
na no ma go to Agronfo wo yi north omu ya press conference
IGP assign no ma say omu no
Ghana where the football I see
omu de kura Ballon d'Or no nti
bright mo no
nti emu ye den
that's what mo choose
fulani
emu ye den ani afro mo say
mo we dey IGP so ma bra omo nko
bright mo choose ya
e dia champion e say bitimi di Ghana
o kan o kan
o ya de bo
ma
o kan no aka commander nyaba who is the commander there once on the supervise bibia
it bright boss no commander nyaba
okay
commander nyaba
ka say na who say be ka say di
captain protocol na wa ma o no ko ire kapu o kapu
no be so who bibia
right back yeah go na by 45 na solo ne yina bana fe referee adwuma ne
so asemo na isi
me ni telefone no ma fo mo di ba o
ai de obo ye ya obo de ni na mo kwa
so but say prof minta say tin nka chepa as and then the weekend see the wakasa pa
ba ko do ko
na ba ko
na right
asafa na adwuma
na see do okasa pa na isi
ye many for
prof ko ji na mo nya de na emu a no mo nchiro ma di ye
but they no can say a combination of factors
the no bo ani
on the can also pitches ka ho mo di che coaching ko a pitches nutrition obobo ne ma bebre so ni nyina ne ka bom
but kase na no mo nya de mo so mo chema no mo nya de
no chado baby o nya o be da chere ni
but you nim clubs o mo place di ye pa so coaching ni nya mo aso chero mo de o pram
ono no nka coaches asemo no ka players na mo se omo modern mo and no say it's not only coaching and be ma player modern mo aso ani was it's not about what they are teaching the coaches that what I say or say for a player to do well it's not only coaching there are other factors
to I want men nya again because Ghana from Abesine. Your system, no, yes, previously, no players, no. Eddie like say a Liverpool and I say Real Madrid players. No, this is us.
First, no, even at the local level, not a very decent. So, Doctor for catch of first, no. So, we do contumely out to say contumely, and then you might be.
I think you contumely,
and yet.
You seem to we are trying to find excuses. They are trying to find excuses for their bad coaching. So they are finding excuses for their bad coaching. And our players in the if wash one big problem and I can't am because of the biggest headache by your coaches no money there no. The president now say there a man down one day coaches no money there no let's take away players no nobody there and then say Kroma say your coach teams are play the pa now no me say na say o ma start eno bia no o mo camp obi o ma minim so ma start a o ja mo no di na time na no mo no mo no so if you go in the morning and see the breakfast these boys are sitting behind mo tie plus kusia de den no ko a lunch na unko hu bo na duane aguma mo nyema gugu
na bebre na ebia no nzom didi dodo
breakfast na ya breakfast abiso
they are someone will recommend
and obia so ne type of body o
na say nyo mo no na bi omo no enya one breakfast no mo yo different ones they open variety ebia tea o to o we na so that say ukonya kakadie me ada me kodi go na ebia
o zakito system no ebia in the next 2 weeks ehia say this starch
e can body no
omuni
ebia ehia milk e ko system ni eno jese se okona achi kosua ne pan no ne ya ni de ama players ni na jese omo ya ma mu good ayi o
ba kosua de ya papa aluminium so bia ka so de kosia je papa ma no what be that me na me hu bi da so bia ka se kosia de me doctor se ma me
no bia
ta o e one ya se me say you do bia over 5 ka se men di kosia I don't need and high duro ba onu bia you go back
it's the instant say
eti omo che boys na de yie
enti obia so nutritionist qualified ones
obi a musa hwe ya
you not talk about you now don't go musa
eti omo che coach na de yie omo che ba de yie
coaches no so asemo oni friend mo ne ada omo kasa enye coaches no nko ahun they have good pitches
no you see
everything is
no mzoto
psychology
it is true say you need good pitches. Now again, one of the bad decisions that they've taken for us, they are astroturfs now.
You have your own problem.
And for players, no conditions in injury now. No, they know. That's but you go work up quarter final. You know, not pitches na ball 1 million. These boys, there be also development where he was here. Our Sakura pitch can produce good player.
I feed them. You sure say amount for back to team no pa.
For asking players
no. Yeah.
Omza kutubi.
There be one person mutobi. Enti endi kan sere board ne say munya abotre any management munya abotre players no contract twetwam no.
Twetwam 30.
They you can catch them. Because amount for target to players pa. So there munya abotre oni twetwam mo twetwam no doso.
Okay, why are we talking about events and coach? I don't know. Is it to resign? Why are you discussing?
Once I behind the scenes, no.
He was sacked.
And you might be great to see.
I will resign. He was sacked. One producer, you go let on. You to let on the resign.
He was resigned, but compensation were paid.
What with that? Why resigning? I said to you. What's a buffalo?
Okay.
Yamanu Kura say.
Emre permanent krata. And no, I'm a share players or more value or transfer marketing and so. And one thing that I realized, danger man story or yeah on Hubert Jauno. Name value on the transfer market $100,000. Yeah, that's value on the transfer market.
$100,000.
Yes. So if you
Samba so there,
I have to. There's a machine.
Okay.
No figures in what No. Samba any 40. Joey 100.
Joey 100. One
to
Adabo is
100. Peter acquire 125k. Peter acquire 125. Na Kwame Poku 125. Abetamwa 125. This one is on the transfer market. You two figures in here. Prince Bedu 75, Hubert Jau 100, Emmanuel Entry 75, Kojo said 75, Walid Nema 50, Baba 75, 50, Pitaka 125, Albertama 125, Saka Dauda 75, Samba 125, Samba 125, Kamara 125, Ansu 100,000. So this is it. I tried to find out national team appearance increase the value of a player. Trophies won increase the value of a player. And so we share some of the Kotoko players. We beat Sejewu. The first national team appearance and Black Galaxy. And so about Galaxy so many years.
It doesn't matter when you went there.
Yes. Then at the building of value. But and so I participate in the Kotoko JFA Cup. Jewu and the trophy of a champion of champion, which I know match started.
So around there now age
age in the count, age in it so kaka.
Experience.
And the experience, national team appearance. Also we see Peter Aqua when you're under 20 more rebi.
Cap dear count.
If you're a key player in the team winning a cup. So to the point I'm trying to drive is that Jewu will need additional things for the 400,000 Kopenomos Abeka. Because to most of the clubs, they won't pay above their work transfer. Abro so maybe 100,000, 150,000. And either one, the team is participating in Africa. This year, Kotkonko Africa. This year, Kotko League. This year, Kotko FA Cup. One share cry ye best players of the season. One are not star player no crano. Nominations no crano samba. In Tiabanisa, how then are you expecting a club to cough 400,000 for you? Into when you be 100,000 in that market in the sono, maybe I want to negotiate here by 300 and now 250. So if Kotoko, somebody is telling them to do everything possible for this boy to even appear in Ghana-Mexico game now, a massive investment because Ghana-Mexico, no, you say senior for Nebabo, on my boys here. So you know, no kotena bench in pa and no quantity $100,000 be cap ne value
okay,
which idea clubs ni bi nim dada do mu use into akwa national under 17 a players na ho na under 20 obeti yes under 20 kobo friendly match o baby but a player na kwa kobo bi. Now the impression is that if a country like Ghana aba Africa e be 5 nations are omo produce talent omo ya dia Ghana betimi apie mo hono.
Okay.
Na sa country no omo next generation which is the under 20 a talent etimi awura mu ho dia. That means in the next 5 years so we a club now turn now polishing here or ba be part of the senior national.
Said the free there we in charge of be year.
Oh yes, you to me
but omo say Abdul Karim Zito Kabute has resigned from his role as the head coach of Asante Kotoko. Management has accepted the resignation and expressed his appreciation to the coach for his services and wish him the best for the future.
Okay.
Meanwhile, management will pay him 120,000 cedis for resignation.
Issue a matter of trust. So in the mechano. Because ewo kotoko documentation mu die Karim Zito resigned as head coach of Asante Kotoko, and based on the contract on the Kotoko sign any so resign, there is no compensation for coach Karim Zito. Say Zito kasa ono a mete won me pem ma resign nye Kotoko coach bi ma Kotoko ni sika bi ezo de mazito ono a na se adwuma no onye biem be ko ba se Kotoko pamu zito a e wa bre ko mo fa so pamu no enye sa nhihye ne na wo contract bia
we mutual termination on say you can do say government announce say we have decided to pass
say mutual ni nyina ba with payment
and sa no de obenya
sa time na no mo ye yi no so to za e ba for yesterday na me say sa time no mo ye yi no na sika se mo den the having that amount and even convincing the king say yeah easy to we have to pay this amount no be a problem
and you come to termination
until e be drew issue of trust okay o de tiase na sign say we resign
the coaches they need more advice
so now we see can na open no we see can e be tua the amount and na first 60 na kono and na aka the balance 60 no ntia bia no na say no coach Karim Zito to open no and no kwe wo mu say time Kotoko ka no kodi Zito ho no na one of the years Zito fu so go betimi de nya ne sika wo say na ka no wo me ho muntu esika na ka no so mai aba pressure call ye no e no de ka na ba ka na so o just fio o just fio di CEO ka no mo ko woni bebe mo ko fa no
o de ko kakra
say no use and
ono ye o de pa
so dem jena say say we just fio so de ye do at the end of the day nobody the ka na ko kan de so sere kwan and I make say
no baby ma use kakra
say time we de ko ye no so to say coach for so ba ka na ye coach ka o
o de abada do
ti asan ka
so ko no so de
time a pressure ba ye no e na Zito afedo of fresh so de ka na ye de e ba time na pressure ni mu no na Zito nya na so de ka na ba because no hwe ni mu say ka ni emisumisi ka ni na case close and a pressure ko and on say how na pressure ni si ba we ye club legend wan unim na ku yesa e be affect Kotoko no so ke na me dia ba nze say ba bi adu no e won krata mu die na me anim no kru na be den say Zito be nya 60,000
and to muntu a
o tufu ana o
from the me kakra ma ye na e won krata mu die e be den say be ga say agreement no mo agree on trust.
Yeah. So the trust must remain.
So to mention I say it is a parties ni mienu no. Say trust no munya no. Say ba ko anfo fele ne parta. The two case close.
Say engine na you ho no.
Dey.
So ni krata be or the sama.
Dey.
We go court.
O say.
So contradiction.
What you go court? It's say the issue is it. The issue ni quite tricky kakra. But I hope say they will find a way.
I'm sure they are well respected.
And they will find a way to resolve it.
Problem no.
They will pay.
You see, I say, I'm in my convincing board. So
but they will tell him. They will tell them. They will tell them. So it's an explanation. Under the circumstance, this is what we did. If yes, you try players in Kodan Kodebini. I don't remember there was no documentation.
Professor Minta. And nepa na magia tumze na adwuma no so to na ezi yin frio
professor ugo yin frio
on frio wa chese na adwuma no ntimi nye
professor na de wan ba
so to correct the role of a technical director of a football association and any impact eso nya we football so ya ba be do stage am so to Ghana ha na ye pekasa chance be solve problem no ase bibia be si bia ye won chechire mu what's problem is you betia solve. And every single institution that we Ghana have be a fairly Ghanaians biano. Your interest e won chechiremu dan zoto see ebekwa solve asem no. Okay. Issues here Professor Minta lay it down nyina for menre ba nyina waka nyina no. The office as the technical director of our football e dey na odi egu osi e ba be solve sa issues no. Otroma hwan. If you believe Mizoto, if you believe say any good pitches aduane aye players di ne other things and more the development of our players are e ye wo technical director no wadwuma say obehye say efe ni make sure say oh Mizoto
amumfino
hamune oh na he ball we ase no football we ase no koja Ghana o Mizoto na yen hwe ene even our best players your ball league we are as a Ghana best player of the season so to our baby omkobobo And no nam no be din komo. Ayi Imoro. Ofi Kotoko no the best left back in the league. Ofi Hilal no baby obobo.
Why?
Eso one nam Tanzania baby. Ayi team no. Ayi team na keyeke wono. Opa my Imoro samra Kotoko ne. Ghana League obe best left back. Morrison ewo Kenya. Enura Kenya ne team no obo no. Chairman Aswa no. Morrison the whole season 15 matches any name as man of the match. 15 matches any name as man of the match. And then Morrison back Ghana League mo be the best player. Eso bobo Kenya. So to some years back na Kenya League be then or team free Kenya so aba be top player o Ghana. So tell me say eti baabi a ye kɔ no. Ewiase football ni kojaye. Ene da so gina baabi e gina.
Because I'm in time for the paper
so you now full self for omuntia so to we a professor you need to save your image because at a point see internationally analyze the state of Ghana football while the technical directorate of the FA bem whilst on the header you because we fail you professor Jesus so na form
the one so professor too
and na form professor Jesus na form and na form
Onya so
professor je na form
mami twa mo ba ko bi we dey born fan to tell mami
who twa ho we
me twa mo kakra birthday bi
baby girl
David obi wa Mrs. Obapa Adwoa Mrs. Obapa Adwoa
that's a Mrs. bi ani bibi ani
no dey new crew na dey buy from husband you
obi kwesi
aha
oh he Zoom Golden Ridge formerly Newmont Ghana Gold. I think new a brim.
Yeah.
And the Mrs. in the ground.
Mrs. in
But I don't want for Mrs. Anthony.
I also well from husband in today's actually.
Yeah, Mrs.
Yeah. To William so too. Also, yeah, we share it.
Now I'm project. Say I know me.
Say I know you in tia.
And you will be needing a catcher or say yeah man.
Obini say actually the.
Oh, we need your way.
Obini your way.
And the protocol contact will be.
Say we are say.
And now I have manage.
Say manage Obini. To Obini who tie dia actually.
Abbas kone kwaji jibo akonya na solo mu ya menu mienu ya solo yen kone ne gas make ba mensa ne Mexico ba mensa ni na wa na we adwuma na bre wa
right enti personal chako de edi kan kra no apostle I say e kanfo de amobia eno no na ye wie no a ye beba so na afa ye di enkomo no but ye ne Make Herbal edi enkomo ene anopaiti oba paso wa ha no ma
abaso aba
abaso wa ha e nyina ye chafa
players ndo omdidi ye okaze banku ni abura atoto ni eka Make ye ti o
se salad ye ya ma munya akwaba eba dwumadie no so Make Herbal Center en no ye nuo nwanwaso a ye de aba agama so se emua onipa dasani bi a obanu madoi bi wa bra wakwakote eye enam yare bone na edi esunsunso aso basa bi ede ebra wo no unya Make Herbal Center for product eye Maxigo Herbal Mixture eno no ma eno so ebetimi aboa na etimi atu yare no ase ede amount Saran so na ye wo gas make Herbal Mixture eno so e wo hono ma eno so se yare muawa bi ababetena ye funu ni mu a ede haw anase ede yaw kakraka bi ababetena wo so no eno so unya gas make Herbal Mixture eye Make fo akwakofa adwaman so a eno so ebeboa ama watimi atu ase kai hunu se enu amienu nyina ekita strong antibacterial properties a ebabeboa ama akenya won kwamwa no na afei atimi aboa na yarebuwa wa biara ewura nipadua nimu no atimi aboa atu ase ede amam enu amienu anu adin ye pa se unya bi enonoma ebeboa akenya won kwamwa no na se yaremuwa wa no adorisan ewowumu anase esunsunso aso no soso edu san krampa ebeboa na akle yaremuwa wa ni nyafi ho na eche nsoso sanya yare no le sunsunso aso na kwakodu bia no eno so ebeboa na atimi atu ase ede amount se wo hwe Make Herbal for echi akwan a your telephone number no eye 0243 356185 eye 0243 356185 eye Make Herbal Center enura ɛyɛ makefo akwa faba ɛno ɛna ɛyɛ maxigo herbal mixture ɛne gasmic herbal mixture yefa maxigo herbal mixture no oba yɛ wo abra enkabani bi afiri wo ho eba na ensubani bi nso sabi afiri wakosi akuma no mu eba no sɛ unya sa edrei bi enonoma na etimi aboa ama bibia aye kama sɛ wotina hɔ na wo yɛ nhwɛ ha tiemie yare yi anase yare muawa bacteria si eba bobwa ɛyɛ wo fallopian tube ni mu na ade ahonhunu bi aba fallopian tube ni mu a ɛno ebetimi ade de friend sɛ ectopic aba oso esan sɛ bema wo fallopian tube no ahonhunu bi aba mu a ɛno ɛma kosua no untimi antu kosua ne ma meto awode ni mu enti eba sɛ nyinsen eba kosua no eba beka wo fallopian tube ni mu a na afa nyinsen no akwa kosi wo hɔ ɛno na ye friend sɛ ectopic ya sa yare muawa yi eba betena wo so a esunsunsu aso no eye bebre wa nhwe ya okina bi wo pe eye awo a wo de bekwa akɔhye wo na bi na afei wo nam na wo pe awo a wo chinchini asofo so enso so na wonim se eye enam yare mo abɔne bi ana ba betena wo so a wantumi antu ase wanya adupapa ya friend no maxigo herbal mixture ebi anoma amenantimi antu ase amfa ma enu nti ye ba ho daro e de akira wo se baby awo bia hwehwe make herbal mixture eye maxigo herbal mixture yade aba adwaman so no pebi nanom na wonso entimi amu na enyi yare bia emfi ho sawa nso na ye kai wo se unya edro yi bi nom a se wo ye oba na wa pebi nso ama wo hokafo ana se wo ye be man nso so wonso wo nom a na wonso wa pebi ede ama wo hokafo oba no na mo nyina motimi abom anonom na etimi aboa mo na etu saa yare muawa nyina ede afiri ho saara nso na menua bema entina honom emma sabi obema no na wote ya obi ewom wo honom a na emu ehyehyew na ensansa bi nso so aba begugu ho a eno ni nyina entumi emwa na tiemie saa emuawa ya de bia ye ka ho asem a ye ka se won ho adin pa yie ohun sunsuaso a ede eba no eya na eha adin papa enunti se wonya hu sansunsuaso wonuma na wudimi kantente akwa maxigo herbal mixture no wanonom na etimi aboa enye sana se emuawa etena wo siche bebra na afei akwa tena ede broni beka se wo epidemis no emu na ade yare a ye friend se epididymis ede ababetena wo so eno ne se eba se wo eya onkwamo a etimi ewo ba no na afei akwa fa low sperm count ede abra wa hwe yo tena bu beka se wo girlfriend bi a woni ni jaye eda wabo wudua enso so na ntisa no akwa ti eye enam yare mo wa bone no na atena wo so ache anu nti ba bi a wo bi a wo timi nka na se wo hwe me pe maxigo herbal mixture na entimi emwa wo maxigo herbal mixture se o pe makefo number no na oni adi ensa wo so a eye 0243 356185 eye 0243 356185 obetumi afre yen ba bi a wo bia na woni adi nsa wo so saara nso na wo kuma se na se dre o pedi doso pro atua eno nso ukọ misty herbal anasa ukọ rock pillars anasa ukọ quinac herbal ehọ nyina